Yo, hey guys, Ken Perryman here, and I am back with another DJI update, and more importantly, it is truly an update. But before we get into it, go dogs! I'm just coming off of the Texas-Georgia game, so I'm very, very happy. My throat is sore. I am sucking on a little bit of candy because I was screaming and yelling all night last night. Anyway, you're not here to hear about Georgia kicking Texas backside. You're here to talk about the new firmware update that we just got. This is October 20th, 2024. So in this case, this is the firmware update version 01.01.0520. So I am actually looking at the screen down here. Well, you'll see it here. I'll put it up somewhere in one of these corners. But what are we looking at with this update? It's 123.3 megabytes. It is a lot of stuff here. The biggest one that we've been all waiting for, and let me be crystal clear on this. I wasn't waiting for the bitrate switch from standard to high bitrate, to be honest. My videos look good. I'm fine with it. Again, if you've watched any of my other videos, I am not that guy that's trying to be super cinematic. Don't get me wrong. I'm always trying to make my videos look better, but I'm not trying to do that craziness, okay? And when I say the craziness it's only because it's foreign to me. So with that being said, I'm perfectly fine with the bitrate as it is. I was perfectly fine with the camera, but obvious enthusiasts and other people who are doing more with these cameras than probably what it's intended to be. It's an action camera. It's supposed to look good out in the field and outside and on your bikes and on your forehead when you're running around, whatever, doing some action stuff. And I can't use my other hand, whatever. But with that, besides the bitrate update, there are added timer shooting functions. This is kind of cool. Show it to you here in a little bit, but you can actually go in and set your camera to record a specific time. So it's kind of cool in that feature, meaning you can set it to video, taking photos, whatever you want to do, super night, time lapse, whatever. Put it out somewhere, turn it on, tell it to go do it. In fact, you can probably even do it through the app here. I'd have to double check it. I'm not sure. But you go and you tell it what to do at a specific time for a time period interval. Again, we'll show you all about it, at least what it looks like on the screen settings. But you can set it to do whatever you want to and repeat over and over if you want to. So maybe you want to do something where you're recording something for a long period of time at a specific time period each day, each night, whatever. So you have added support for audio transmission in webcam mode, improved video quality in live streaming mode significantly and optimize. Okay. Let me restate that. Improved video quality in live streaming mode significantly and optimized stabilization performance in both webcam and live streaming modes. Added support for adjusting bitrate. That's the one, right? For bitrate settings. High bitrate option is available. Added support for displaying specific style on the front screen when single screen preview or screen off when locked is enabled. Added support for using the DJI. There's some stuff. Okay. And then there's a bunch of other stuff added to it. We'll show you, like I said, the screenshot over there. We're not going to talk a lot about it. The two biggest things that we're thinking about is there's a lot of improvements. There's some minor bug fixes. I didn't run across any real bugs that I could tell. And of course, the bitrate improvements and whatnot. So with that, let's go ahead and walk through the firmware update that I did. Real quick run through that. And then also a little bit of what I've noticed, and we'll walk through the back of the camera. And then lastly, after that, what we'll do is I'll just go for a nice little walk outside and show you what it looks like walking around with this. Now I will have the ND filter on and I will have it in D-Log M, and then I'll put a LUT on it, but I will not make any changes to this that I have been using this in. All right, so we turn this on. Let's go ahead and walk through some of our settings here. We'll go ahead and tell you there. 4K 60 at 16:9. I've changed it to 60. I used to run it at 30, just using it 60, just in case I run into something outside where I might want to do a little slow-mo on. No big deal, but we'll do it that way. I'm starting to like a little bit of the 60 with the smoothness kind of look. So anyway, over here in the corner, we're going to be standard D-Warp. We're going to do Rocksteady Plus. We are also going to be over here. I'm going to be doing the Pro mode. We'll do auto exposure, leave it at that. Auto white balance. I'm going to do D-Log M, but we're going to keep the color recovery. Sorry, let me show you that. Color recovery on. So you see what it looks like, what it should look like when I add the LUT to it. The stabilization screen daily, whatever. Then you have, it's now called texture. There's noise reduction and sharpness. I thought that's what it used to be called. Now it's called texture. Okay, so anyway, it's always -2, -2, whatever it's called. That's interesting. And then also it shows the adjustment in there is -2, -2, comma negative. I don't think that used to be like that. I could be wrong. Audio, not worrying about it so much. I'll be using the mic probably when I'm walking around, but I just wanted to show you how I'm going to be doing and how this is going to be set up as I go out for a stroll. pretty much everything the same. One things that have changed is the 4K 60 is now 60 instead of 30, but everything else I've recorded with this camera using comparisons even with the DJI Osmo 4, and then of course with these two, they're all pretty much the same except for I'll be using 4K 60 instead of 30. So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and take this thing out for a nice little walk. We'll see what it looks like outside. Here we are, the first test. I did not bring the mics, and more importantly, a small correction. On the Action 5 camera, which I did not put the ND filter, I took it off. Because I only have one set of filters, it wouldn't look right to have one have filters and the other one not. So there it is. All right, so what do you think? Got the sun directly ahead of me. Had a good little angle to my left. Right, so I've got Action 4, Action 5, all running the same specs as I've always done before. All right, here we go. Looking towards the sun, we're heading into what's called the Abernathy Greenway. And most importantly, with the D-Log M, and again using probably the proper LUTs that belong to each camera. What do you think of the greens? What about the shadows over here? How do they look? How about that yellow-esque spider looking thing? That's not quite yellow. Yellow flowers. Yellow flowers. Yes, I know you know what the colors are. I'm just saying. And more importantly, as we get up to it, we're going to have a large, colorful section. And we'll take a look at it. Go past it nice and slow. See what you guys think about this. Right? Got a lot of color there. So we're looking towards the sun. What do you guys think? Yeah? A lot of shadows here. Bunch of kids coloring on the tiles. Nice looking evergreen there. I'm gonna tell you guys, wearing the red shirt again, of course. Go Dogs. It is Sunday, just after Georgia beat Texas. If I don't say that enough, I'll say it some more. Yes, I'm proud of our Georgia Bulldogs. But back to point. Wearing my red shirt again. Bright red, right, against the contrast, the colors of the greens and yellows. Again, there are no ND filters on here, so other than the fact that I've got the D-Log M going, there's everything is set identical. Okay, so now we just went into a very shaded area. It's a beautiful place. How do I look inside the shadiness? And then here in a few seconds, moving right, yeah, boom, there it is. Direct sunlight. Yeah, what do you think? Again, very interesting, I think. Yeah. All right. So once again, great shot of a bunch of green, evergreen magnolia trees mixed with a whole bunch of other trees that will be changing colors. Magnolias are evergreens, so they'll constantly be green. But most importantly, right now, we're transitioning into a shaded area. Very shaded area. All right, there we go. There we go. Interestingly enough, behind me over here, on this side, squirrels. Okay. little bit of glare of sun. I've got these sticks about 2.5 feet out, maybe almost 3. Being covered up by the sun again. Yeah. Once again, I do appreciate how the Action 5 will still show a timer on the screen, so you're sure that the screen is still running. Now, don't get me wrong, the Action 4 has a little light that flashes on it, but if you disable that light, other than that, you have no idea what's going on. All right. Underneath a beautiful magnolia tree, but even more so, this guy over here. It has dropped so many seeds that it has a bunch of brothers and sisters and children all around it. It surrounds it. Pretty cool, I think. All right, let's flip it back around. All right, so we're in quite a shaded area, as you can see. And we've got a walker here, so we're going to switch around so you can see the bridge. Really nice little bridge they got going on over here. Really nice. Hey, dude. Now on me, if you can see, this is probably the second darkest area in full daylight because of the canopy. And I don't know. I think I look pretty well lit. I think it's doing a pretty good job. Now again, this is not a daylight comparison. While I will have the side-by-side, the biggest thing about this is the fact that the Action 5 is running at a higher bit rate now. I have it set on the high bit rate. I've had it this whole time, just so you know. So, while we've had the software update, and I'm switch out here to this. Now, we've done the software update just an hour or two earlier. Went through to make sure all the settings are the same across both cameras. Don't know what the bitrate is for the Action 5 Pro. I believe we know what the bitrate is for the Action 4. I'll have to look at that. But the intent is, in this, is while the Action 4 and Action 5 have been somewhat similar, there has been some dissimilarities about each camera, but very close to each other, to be honest. The only thing is there a significant difference now with the Action 5 Pro and a higher bitrate? And mainly this is for you to judge, to see what you see. I really like walking this trail, and I'm telling you guys, this is a little bit strange. Besides the strange wooden dude over there, it is a little bit strange that we are middle October and it is 75, maybe more. Let's see. It is almost 80 degrees today. It is, I think, 4 p.m. Yeah, it's 4:18 p.m. 80 degrees still, 78 degrees. Mid-October. Crazy. All right, so now we're in the open light. The sun, yeah, should be now blasting behind me and right into this camera. What does that do with the Action 5, Action 4? So there it is. blaring into that screen. Probably doesn't look good at all. And there we are, back into the wooded lot. All right, as you can tell, look at these tall, wonderful looking trees. I mean, 50+ feet high. And it's just covering this entire area. It looks great. This, as I said before, there was a second darkest place. This is going to be, yeah, this is the darkest spot. All right. As we come to the end of the trail, of the wooded trail, we start to get back into brighter areas, brighter lights, well, the sunshine. As you can see, we're going to be going that way. We'll be losing trees, so we'll be in direct sunlight. And as we transition there, looking at the cars pass by, right? Curious to see what the Action 4 looks like to the 5, because while I know the 4 or the 5 Pro has a brighter OLED screen, it just seems like the shadows are a bit dark, or darker, on the 4. So with one last shot of the sun over my shoulder, probably one of the worst camera positions you should be in, what's it look like here? How does this look? Pretty good, pretty bad, whatever. All right, so let me know your thoughts. Appreciate it, and we'll head back to the office. All right, see ya. So guys, I hope this was helpful for you. I really do appreciate your time, and I'm out.